Here is what's coming up in today's Frontline compilation. Near Toretsk, a Predator Brigade quadcopter shadows a dispersed Russian element, dropping small munitions with surgical timing. Those strikes reportedly put about 27 Russian infantry out of the fight using drone-delivered charges. A damaged Ukrainian Bradley is used as cover by Russian soldiers. A Ukrainian FPV drone slips under the rear and explodes, likely incapacitating one, while the other two scramble to escape further strikes. Near Kharkiv, a Russian squad moves past a ruined BMP and into Ukrainian FPV drone strikes. Two wounded soldiers try and fail to set off grenades, and a squad mate finishes them. A compilation opens with an FPV chasing a Russian truck. It flips off the road at impact. One soldier runs, a van rushes in, and later cuts show further strikes on buses and vans. This is real footage, no effects, just raw moments from the battlefield. Subscribe to stay updated on every Frontline report and stick around to see it all unfold. Let's get into it. Russian Sudoplatov operators release a compilation of fiber optic FPV strikes from the Kursk region. The clips show reconnaissance runs and harassment attacks against targets near the line, stitched into a steady rhythm of approaches and detonations. Most shots are low, with quick corrections before the final dive. Vehicles and positions are hit in sequence. In a few clips, trucks catch fire and thick smoke pours out. Ukrainian FPV footage shows a disabled T-90 left with its roof hatch open. The pilot threads an explosive inside, and fire starts within the crew space. Seconds later, the internal load cooks off and the tank is finished. An open hatch defeats any protection from overpressure and fragments, turning the armored shell into a funnel. Smoke rolls out, then a larger burst follows. A Russian assault group moves cross-country without smoke or supporting fires. FPV drones pick off immobilized targets, and bomber drones follow to finish what remains. Without obscuration, the vehicles stand out in the open and the crews cannot move. Each strike creates another obstacle, and the formation compacts into a line of easy targets. The runs continue until the position is quiet. The dust settles and another drone angles in on the last holdouts. GoPro footage from Ukrainian border guard shows a nose-to-nose fight in Kharkiv. At 18 seconds, the camera closes enough to catch the outline of a Russian's face, and both sides shout as they trade fire. The audio bounces between short bursts and commands. The range looks like only a few meters, with bodies moving fast through broken cover. Angles shift as the wearer leans and returns fire. There is no pause, only steps, shouts, and shots. A compilation from the Ukrainian Muramasa drone unit shows harassing FPV strikes against Russian logistics near Pokrovsk. Clip after clip, a drone closes on a truck or support vehicle and detonates. Vehicles are hit, stopped, and left disabled. The footage sticks to logistics targets and shows repeated attacks in quick succession. Each run ends in a flash and smoke, then the next clip begins. The strikes keep coming as the compilation rolls on. A compilation from the Ukrainian 92nd Brigade shows their assets striking Russian forces. It opens with an APC hit by FPV drones as the carried soldiers dismount and scatter. Wrecked vehicles and parts lie around the area. Later clips show Russian troops hit by FPV strikes and indirect fire. Many soldiers are injured by these attacks. Footage from the Ukrainian 92nd Separate Assault Brigade shows intense counteroffensive operations in the Kharkiv region. It begins with a squad dismounting from a BTR-4 and immediately clearing Russian positions with grenades and small arms. The action is supported by coordinated drone strikes and artillery fire to help the infantry move. Video from the Svoboda Battalion of the Rubish Brigade compiles drone strikes in the Siversky region. The footage mixes FPV hits with drops from quadcopters, all against targets of opportunity. The clips are short and direct, each showing an approach, release, and impact. Targets are engaged where they are found, with no long setup or commentary. The emphasis is on the rapid sequence of strikes and the steady run of impacts. The sequence continues with more runs and impacts. Footage shows a Ukrainian drone dropping multiple munitions on a Russian soldier. The first drop tears into his legs and foot, leaving him badly hurt, with bleeding visible on an arm. Another munition falls near his legs and sets them on fire, and he rolls until the flames go out. A third munition then lands directly in front of him, causing a fatal head injury. The final strike kills him instantly. Footage from the Ukrainian 68th Hunter Brigade shows several FPV strikes on Russian infantry. The first target does not try to move or hide and is hit where he stands. The next clips show troops trying to use trees for cover. The drones adjust and place hits through the gaps and around the trunks. Each approach ends with a detonation on or beside the target. The video keeps the focus on the strikes as they land. Russian sources publish FPV footage from the Kursk region, showing strikes on Ukrainian targets. The video includes hits on troop movements, armored vehicles, and vehicles used for rotations near the front. Each clip shows the approach and detonation, then moves to the next. In one of the clips, a truck is hit, catches fire, and thick black smoke pours out. The sequence stays on the targets and the strikes. Footage from a Ukrainian mechanized brigade compiles multiple clips over 2 days. Russian forces repeatedly try to storm Ukrainian positions, and at least 16 armored vehicles are destroyed. The video says there were no territorial gains from the attacks. The clips show one attempt after another, and the growing count of wrecked vehicles. The focus remains on the destroyed armor and the failed push. All of it is tied to the same 2-day window. A compilation of Ukrainian FPV strikes opens with a drone chasing a Russian truck. The truck skids off the road and flips at the moment of impact, and a soldier runs from the wreck trying to escape the drone. A battered van arrives to pull him out, but drones target it too. The remaining clips show more attacks against trucks, buses, and other vehicles used near the front. Each scene is short and direct, moving from approach to detonation and then to the next vehicle. Footage reportedly from Ukraine's 5th Brigade shows a run of drone-dropped munitions on dismounted Russian troops. Despite dense summer foliage, the operators find them and place accurate drops. Strikes hit the spots where the troops are hiding, one after another. Some are badly injured, and some are killed. Drone footage from the Ukrainian 21st Separate Special Purpose Battalion shows constant operations against Russian ground forces. The unit uses FPV drones and drones that drop munitions, switching between the two across the clip. Thermal-capable platforms see in the dark and pick up body heat inside buildings and other cover, letting the operators continue attacks at night. The footage cycles through short hits that repeat across positions and movement routes. Reconnaissance drone footage shows a HIMARS strike on a Russian firm base in the Zaporizhzhia region. As the attack begins, a squad-reinforced group is seen moving behind buildings. The perspective shifts between drones while the impacts land on the position. Ukrainian FPV drones clear Russian trenches and dugouts in a short run of strikes. At the start, a mortar team snaps to alert and a drone detonates inside a dugout, forcing a Russian to bolt out the far side. More drones scour the trench line and detonate at several points. One soldier sprints along the trench, harassed by repeated passes and surviving a few close calls. Drone footage shows Ukrainian defenders beating back Russian mechanized assaults near Pokrovsky. Artillery and drones provide much of the fire, and some vehicles are hit with direct fire munitions. Russian tanks and BMPs are struck and brew up, with crews scattering. Despite the casualties, the Russian army continues to press. The clips move from one hit to the next. Footage from Ukraine's 79th Mechanized Brigade shows advancing Russian armor hit by drones near Kharkiv. A vehicle that appears to be a BMP-3 burns after an FPV strike. Later the ammo and fuel cook off, and the blast throws the turret aside. Another vehicle is disabled by what could be mines or FPV drones. Surviving infantry scatter and are hit by drone-dropped munitions. As IFVs and APCs are knocked out, troops try to shelter in trees, brush, or buildings and are picked off by more drops. GoPro footage from an assault on Russian defensive positions in Zaporozhye shows Ukrainian troops overwhelming and destroying a position through close combat. According to the Omega Group, the unit that released the footage, one of their troops was wounded by fragmentation during the attack. Russian drone operators release footage of multiple FPV strikes against a shed containing at least one Ukrainian soldier. The first attack leaves the soldier alive but trapped in the rubble. A second FPV is sent to finish the job and eliminates the wounded soldier. Helmet cam footage shows the armed wing of Ukraine's intelligence directorate, with pro-Ukraine Russian and Belarusian volunteers retaking the Vovchansk aggregate plant amid heavy infantry assaults in the Kharkiv region. Troops clear damaged buildings with hand grenades and small arms fire while artillery supports the push. The clips follow them through rubbled rooms and broken walls as they throw, fire, and move. At the end, they raise their flag there. That's today's raw footage. No filters, no fluff. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and comment if you want more.